Okay, so looking at slope y-intercept form, we talked about this. It's y equals mx plus b. Remember, the m is the slope, and the b is your y-intercept. So you're going to be asked different questions, and sometimes you'll be asked to put in slope y-intercept form, sometimes in general form, sometimes in slope point form. Sometimes doesn't matter. Okay, so you choose. If you're given the graph and the y-intercept is nice, and by nice I mean going through a grid crossing, okay, an integer, then I would use slope y-intercept form if you have the choice. If it's not, then it's often better to use one of the other forms, the slope point form, and then rearrange. You don't want to guess what a y-intercept is. Okay, if you can't tell exactly. So use the following to complete the table. So we're basically looking for which equation, okay, the slope of the line, the y-intercept of the line, and then the equation. So we're going to start with A. Let me just move this a little bit. Really, this should be equation letter, right? Anyway. So, for A, slope. So remember, you want to find two nice points. Don't use the formula. Draw a right triangle. So when I look at this, I see this point here and this point here. So from my left point to my right point, I have to go up. I go up 2 and to the right 1. So the slope there is 2 over 1, which is 2. It's going up and to the right, so it's a positive slope. Y-intercept, well, that's where a lot of these lines are intersecting there. It's at 5. Equation has been given to you, right? So 2x plus 5. There's your slope. There's your y-intercept. Okay. Next one. So we're just basically confirming, I guess I can't move it too much, confirming this information in there. So line B is here. Choose, there's a nice point, and there's a nice point. And by nice point, where the grid crosses, right? So now down and to the right. So down 1 to the right 2, so that's negative 1/2. And where does it cross on the y-axis? At negative 2. So negative 1/2 x minus 2. Okay, slope and y-intercept. C is here. There's a nice point. Where's another one? It looks like right there. Okay, so now up and to the right, always going from the left point to the right point. Okay, so I have to go up 2 to the right 2. Well, reducing that gives you 1. Okay, so 2 over 2 equals 1. Y-intercept is also negative 2. So notice with the slope of 1, no coefficient is shown. It means 1x. Okay, so 1x minus 2. I'm going to just got to zoom in a little bit more here. So D, again, there's a y-intercept. Choose another nice point. Looks like about there. So I have to go up 1 to the right 3. Okay, so up 1 to the right 3, and the y-intercept was 5. 1/3 x plus 5. Okay. E looks like a y-intercept right there, and another nice point here. So down and to the right. So down 2 to the right 2. And reduce it. I obviously didn't draw the smallest triangle. I just drew a triangle between nice points. So negative 2 over 2 is negative 1. Y-intercept of negative 6. So negative x minus 6. Okay, F, again, y-intercept is plotted there. This looks like a nice point here. So I have to go down 2 to the right 3. Okay, so down 2 to the right 3, and my y-intercept is 5. So negative 2 over 3x plus 5. So notice how we show that form. You could show, like for example here, y equals negative 2x over 3 plus 5. It's just we tend to show that fraction, that slope, out of x. So right in front of it. Means the exact same thing. Okay. And where's g? G looks like here's a y-intercept of negative 7. Another nice point. Kind of hard to, can't really see it squished. So I'm going to go all the way up here to here. Let's see. So that's 7, 8 to the right 2. So 8 over 2 is 4. So obviously I didn't get the smallest triangle, but I can reduce it. So, given the graph, we can easily come up with the equation of the line. Now, as I mentioned before, all of these had nice y-intercepts, and by nice I mean integers. Okay? Sometimes you won't. So we'll get to some equations like that as well. Okay, so at the bottom here, let me just expand this. Okay, so it says use the above table to study the relationship between the values in the equation of the lines and the corresponding slope and y-intercept. Complete the following statement. So when the equation of a line is expressed in this form, m is the coefficient of x, is equal to the slope of the line, and the constant term b is equal to the y-intercept. Okay, we talked about that the other day. I guess it would be Monday, right? Because we had a test Tuesday. Okay. So, use your results to complete the following table. So now we're looking at the equation, coming up with the slope and y-intercept. Pretty straightforward. It's just copying numbers out. So, slope is the coefficient of x. It's 1. Constant term is 7. Biggest thing is right now, these are all solved for y. If your equation is not solved for y, you cannot just look at it and state these values. You need to solve for y to get it in this form. So don't just look at the coefficient of x. Only look at that if it's solved for y. Okay? So here, negative 3/4, negative 1. Here, negative 4/3. Notice how there's no constant term. That means the y-intercept is 0. It goes through, who knows what the point 0, 0 is called, the name of it, special name. Let's get someone else, yeah? The origin, right. So often it's labeled with an O for origin. Meanwhile, O kind of looks like 0, right? It has an x coordinate 0, y coordinate of 0. Y-intercept here, notice how it says, doesn't say the coordinates of the y-intercept, so it's just the y-intercept, just the value, not 0, comma, the value. Here, negative 1, positive 8. Coefficient of x is 2, negative 7. Okay, so now you finish off that chart, and then we're going to graph them. Okay, so there's the answers to the next one. Then the last one here, y equals 4. There's no x term. So that means the same as y equals 0x plus 4. Because 0 times anything is 0. So the slope is 0 and the y-intercept is 4. And we're going to talk more about horizontal and vertical lines. But any equation like this, where there is no x term. That means it's 0 times x. Well, what kind of line has a slope of 0? Horizontal. So this is going to be a horizontal line. Okay, 0 slope. All right, so we're going to, if you turn over your page, you have some grids. You may have used some already for some of your homework. We're going to put a couple of graphs on each one. So there's 2 sides to it. So choose a couple of the blank ones. Okay. And we're going to graph these. So the great thing about slope y-intercept form is you have a point and you have the slope. And that's all you need to graph a line. So in the first one, y equals x plus 7. The y-intercept is 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, if there's no scale, then just do 1 unit for each grid marking. So that's a y-intercept of 7, and slope is 1. So that means up 1 to the right 1. Okay, and try to fill up as much of your grid paper as you can. So that is the same as down 1 to the left 1. Remember, all your points have to join up to a straight line. Okay, so now take this, join it up. As best you can. That's better. Okay, and then you want to put arrows on the ends. Okay, if you have the equation of a line, that line goes on forever. All right, so this is y equals x plus 7. Okay. Next one is negative 3/4 x minus 1. So your y-intercept is negative 1, and your slope is negative 3/4. So from there, you go down 3 to the right 4. It's negative slope. It's got to be going down and to the right. So down 3 to the right 4. Or you can go up 3 to the left 4. Okay, and then join them up. Red this time. And that's going to be B, which is y equals negative 3/4 x minus 1. Okay. Next one has a y-intercept of 0. There's no constant term. So 0, and slope is negative 4/3. So now we go down 4 to the right 3. Down 4 to the right 3. Or up 4 to the left 3. Okay. And that is C, which is y equals negative 4/3 x. Okay, so next graph, I'm going to put the next 3, but I'm going to give you a few minutes to work on that. Remember, you need a straight edge. Okay, if you need a ruler, I have some. You can borrow them. So there's D, E, and F. Check them on your page, and then we'll do the last ones. G is y-intercept of 2, slope of 1/4, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, or down 1 to the left 4. Y equals negative 5x, so the y-intercept is 0, and then the slope is down 5 to the right 1. So remember, slope is, if it's an integer, it's over 1. Okay, and then y equals 4. So remember, the slope is 0. Y-intercept is 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Slope is 0 means it's going to be a line that's horizontal through that y-intercept. Okay. Okay, and that's y equals 4. So anytime you have y equals a number, it's a horizontal line. Start memorizing it if you have to. Okay, so let's go back to the note sheet and look at question 5. Okay, so again, you're going to come up with the equation of the line. So look for the y-intercept and figure out the slope by choosing 2 nice points. So, we'll start with A. So your y-intercept is 4. Choose another nice point. So there's a nice point. So up 2 to the right 3. Okay, so your equation is y equals 2/3 x plus 4. Okay, B is here. Y-intercept is negative 2. Choose another nice point. Looks like there's one there. So down 1 to the right 4. Okay, we always want to show the slope with the negative out front or up top, never in the denominator. C, nice point there. Oh, it's kind of hard to see a nice point, isn't it? Looks like that looks good. So now from left to right, I'm going down 3 to the right 5. Okay, so down 3 to the right 5. Y-intercept for C was 0. So your equation is negative 3/5 x, no constant term. Okay, it goes through the origin, so the y-intercept is 0. D, y-intercept is 3. Choose another nice point. There's 1, so we're going up 4 to the right 1, which we show just as 4. We want to show it in lowest terms. So 4 over 1 is 4. And that's going to be y equals 4x plus 3. Actually, I'm going to minimize this a little bit more again. Okay, and then E. So y-intercept of 1, another nice point there. So up 2 to the right 3. And the y-intercept of 1, so y equals 2/3 x plus 1. F, the y-intercept there is a nice point. Where else? Looks like there. So up 4 to the right 2. So 4 over 2 reduces to 2. Okay, and the y-intercept was -5. So y equals 2x minus 5. Now G is a horizontal line. So between any 2 points, the slope is 0. The y-intercept's -5. So that's y equals -5. Because 0 times x is 0. And then H, take a look. It's a vertical line. So for a vertical line, you can't have an equation y equals. Okay? So here, this is never going to cross the y-axis. This always has an x-intercept of -4, or it has an x value of -4. It does have an x-intercept of -4 as well. Every point here has an x value of -4. So the slope is undefined. There is no y-intercept. So the equation for this is x equals the x-intercept. So just like the horizontal line, it was y equals whatever the y-intercept is. For vertical, it's x equals whatever the x-intercept is. Okay? Sometimes students get those mixed around. This means it doesn't matter if you're looking at the vertical line, it doesn't matter what y is. X is always -4. So -4 for x, 2 for y. -4 for x, 10 for y. -4 for x, 0.3 for y. Gets you all of those points. Okay.